On the hunt for comfortable, timeless Western boots? You already know the best place to shop for quality boots is at your local Tacova store. So stop by Tacovas Nashville at the Mall at Green Hills or on Broadway by Ryman Auditorium. That's right, you now have 2 locations to choose from. Grab a cold one as you shop and get fitted by a pro. Tacovas Nashville is at your service, and you can find your perfectly fitted dream boots with the help of their expert staff. Everyone will be asking where you got your sick new boots, but I won't be asking because I know they must be Tacovas. That's TECOVAS.com. Don't go gently, y'all. Today on CityCast Nashville, I'm joined by executive producer Whitney Pastrick and producer Marie-Cecile Anderson to talk about freedom of speech, folks, some local suffering from foot-in-mouth disease, and chaos at Metro Council. And then we're going to try so hard to relax you after stressing you out thoroughly. CityCast Nashville is presented by our exclusive launch sponsor, Tacovas. It's July 19th. I'm your host, Grace Fuse, and this is what Nashville's talking about. How do you guys feel about bowling, just in general? You guys pro bowl?
I love bowling.
Hate it.
You hate bowling, Marie?
Oh, yeah. I have a fear of getting my finger stuck in the hole.
Oh, that's so fair. I actually went bowling the other day and had to stop bowling mid-swing once because I was like, my finger's getting stuck. I'm gonna have to go down the lane with the ball. You know? Anyway, that's not the point. The point is, do you guys like Eastside Bowl? Have you been there before?
I haven't bowled there. I've only been there for concerts.
I like their shepherd's pie.
Oh, really?
Oh my God, that's what they're known for.
Eastside Bowl is known for shepherd's pie.
It truly is.
Okay, well, now they're known for something else because the owner or an owner and operator of Eastside Bowl is getting flack from Mount Juliet officials who want to stop him from opening a new bowling alley in Mount Juliet because he posted a comment about the Trump assassination attempt saying, quote, "We were inches away from freedom."
Oh, dear.
And he tried to back down from it, posting, again, I quote, "I never intended to advocate violence or to advocate for violence. That's not where my heart has ever been." But they're still outraged. They're still trying to keep him from having a Mount Juliet bowling alley. Thoughts?
Well, I think the First Amendment would say that he's allowed to say whatever he wants, but that he is not immune from the consequences of that. And, you know, let the chips fall where they may.
Let the chips fall where they may. And maybe
let
they won't fall in Mount
let the
Juliet.
shepherd's pie fall where it may.
May the pins fall where they may.
Ooh, even better.
Even better.
Perhaps. Yeah.
I think it's such a huge bummer. You know, that's a bummer. Let him build a bowling alley. Come on.
But it's a thing that happens. You can put foot and mouth online and suddenly you're...
Yeah, well, Tenacious D.
Oh my God, I know.
You guys, my favorite band. They were on tour in Australia. Well, it's one of my favorites. Favorite band? Are you questioning me?
I'm not at all. I'm actually so pro Jack Black.
Here's what we've learned about Marie so far this morning. She loves shepherd's pie and Tenacious D.
And I'm single. I love Yoda too. All right. Wonder why.
Okay. Stop with Tenacious D, Marie.
Okay. Well, Tenacious D has been on this world tour. Actually, one of my dear friends, Dave Hill, has been opening for them. So I've been following along very closely. And then I all of a sudden saw Jack Black post on Instagram that they're calling the tour off. And I was like, wait, what? Oh, did somebody get hurt? What happened? Well, what ended up happening was it was Kyle's birthday. So they brought him out a cake. And he wished, quote, "Don't miss Trump next time."
Mm-hmm.
And then the internet exploded, which then led to Jack Black making decision of calling off the entire rest of the tour and then posting on the internet his apologies for what was said. And then Kyle said, and what do you guys think about this?
Listen, I'm going to take issue with the phrase "the internet exploded" because I'm extremely online. And I didn't see anything about what Kyle had said. All I saw was Jack Black saying, "We've canceled the tour and all plans are..." Like, all I saw was Jack Black basically, can I say Dixie chicking himself? Again, the First Amendment works how the First Amendment works, and there, consequences can happen. But it seems like an overreaction.
I think it's just a bummer from a duo that's been together for 30 years to have one of the people in the duo kind of throw the other person in the duo under the bus. And having been in a comedy duo myself, if my partner had done that to me, Such a bummer. And also all the people that lose out, all the fans, all the people working on the tour. I mean, it was a bad joke and bad timing.
There was a lot of awkward musical performer moments flying around this week. We also had Nashville songwriter, artist, country music artist Ingrid Andress, who went extremely viral for an extremely unfortunate version of the national anthem at the Home Run Derby. But like, so it's a really hard song, right? You both know, you're both singers.
True.
If you start too high, you're basically screwed. But she didn't help herself by being very, very drunk. And it was pretty noticeable. She changed keys many times. She has announced since then on her Instagram that she is proactively, again, taking measures, checking herself into rehab. And what she wrote about that was, I'll let y'all know how rehab is. I hear it's super fun.
You know what? I'm sure there are lots of people that don't take that in a good way. And it's not that I take that in a good way. I just like, I get where her head's at. She's just like, I'm saving face. Believe me, I'm being ironic about it. I'm being snarky. I'm going to rehab. Like, I know it's not gonna be fun. Haha, I'm going to rehab. I don't know. Like, I get the tone of that, I feel like.
I just wonder where her team is in all of this. Like, who let her get that drunk pre-anthem? Doesn't she have somebody who works for her who could be like, sweetie, no?
Well, once you get at that level, it's hard to trust people.
Yeah, I guess. But why do our mainstream country artists make the news for all the wrong reasons so often?
I mean, we also, as a city, make the news for the wrong reasons often, which we'll get into in a second here.
I mean, speaking of Trump and awkward moments in public, Councilmember Courtney Johnston, who y'all might remember is the one running against Andy Ogles for the congressional seat in our 5th district. It's a Republican primary. She's running against him. She tried to bring a resolution to council on Tuesday condemning, as opposed to these other people who were making light of, she wanted to condemn the attempted assassination of former President Trump, honor the victims of the attack and the actions of the Secret Service, and condemn all political violence. So this resolution, we do this a lot, right? There are resolutions about all kinds of things that are just sort of innocuous statements that are meant to show solidarity or whatever. And this wasn't on the agenda, so she had to do what's called suspending the rules to bring it to the floor. I will not go into parliamentary procedure. That's boring. But you have to have unanimous consent to bring something new to the floor if it wasn't on the agenda. So she tried to bring it to the floor. Vice Mayor asked everybody to allow it as a, quote, show of unity. And 2 council members, Terry Vo and Ginny Welsh, objected. They threw their hands up. It's a great photo. You can go see Martin Cherry's photo on the Nashville Banners website. It's amazing. Courtney got so mad that she literally took all her stuff and just left. She just didn't stay for the rest of the council meeting, which is amazing to me. But do y'all think this resolution was sincere? Is it possible she was trying to score points for her Republican congressional run with that one?
I can hear the points being bing, 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 bing. I mean, don't you agree?
I mean, do you need your elected officials to make a statement about every single thing that happens in the world, especially when it's not like directly connected to Nashville? Like, do you expect statements from them about global issues?
I think I do, actually. I think I do expect people to condemn violence in general. Just to be fair, I guess, in this. I think there are lots of circumstances where I'd be like, why are they not condemning this violence? So,
Yeah, I think that's totally fair.
But should they have to? I don't know. I don't have an actual answer for that. I think there's it's a fairly regular call.
It is. Sometimes I worry that we're doing more posturing on all sides than we are solving actual problems.
100%. Yes. Correct.
Maybe not a fan
Absolutely
of
true.
that. And speaking of problems, that same group of Nazis who showed up downtown last weekend also showed up at Metro Council. And they disrupted the proceedings to such a degree that Councilmember Zulfat Swara, who had the gavel at the time, had to clear the whole gallery. They were yelling racist, sexually offensive, truly awful stuff, and getting worse and worse and worse. And there's another great photo on the Banner website by Martin Cherry of Sandra Sepulveda, council member, confronting them and like physically being held back by 2 other council members. Again, we don't need to go. You can listen to our episode this week with Heidi Campbell if you want to go into why this is happening here. But I'm really curious about how we, as we're 3 white ladies sitting here talking, how can we be better allies so that it's not just our council members of color who are out there like literally putting their bodies in front of the Nazis? Like, what can we do?
I think people should check out Nashville Against Nazis for a little bit more information on like how you can be a good ally.
Yes.
I think that my main takeaway from that is the make sure people do not feel comfortable spreading this rhetoric, which means, I mean, again, the thing that creeps me out about watching the videos of the Nazis and white supremacists downtown is how many people you see in those videos turning their back to it, like literally turning their back, continuing to walk down Broadway. And I don't know what we expect of tourists and people who are just visiting and who are trying to have like a fun vacation, or like they're there for their bachelorette and they see this big group of neo-Nazis. But I think in general, one thing that we can do if we are downtown, or if we're not downtown, if we're at the Metro Council meeting or whatever, is try to make people feel unwelcome spreading hate, which I'm sure we'll talk about plenty more times on this podcast. But check out Nashville Against Nazis if you want some more direct info on how to be a good ally.
I do have one question about all this. So this is not illegal at all, right? So like showing up downtown, it's just freedom of speech, right? So, and then when they show up at Metro Council, that's again just the people showing up and making their voice heard.
I mean, technically, I think they needed a permit to be downtown, right?
They're definitely violating some local laws involving like assembling without a permit. You know, they're not staying on the sidewalks. They might be blocking traffic. Obviously, they broke U-Haul. The Patriot Front broke U-Haul regulations when they put people in the back of U-Haul. As far as council goes, the whole point of council is that anyone can show up. We've made that point on this podcast a number of times. You cannot speak at public comment, which is what these people had originally intended to do. They were signed up to speak at public comment. You can't do that unless you are a resident of Davidson County. Oh. That's why everyone, when they go up, they say their name and they give their address and council district. So there is a very good chance that had they made it that far without being so disruptive that they had to shut the whole thing down, that they wouldn't have been allowed to speak anyway, simply because it's against council rules. I personally was glad to see that there was a zero tolerance policy for the kind of hate that they were spewing. I'm not cool with that. And again, there's a First Amendment, but there's also consequences.
Yep. And on that note, we are going to take a little break and then come back and try to relax you. We're going to try so hard, but we'll see you in a second.
Welcome back, Nashville. As you can tell, the news is a wee bit heavy these days. But thankfully, we have Grace Fuse here, who is going to help guide us towards enlightenment and inner peace.
All right, ladies, we're going to do a body scan. I need you to find a comfortable sitting position, however you want that to be.
Grace, this is a 20-minute podcast.
I'm going to be fast. So you're going to rest your hands on your knees and close your eyes or find a soft gaze. Let's take 2 breaths real quick. Whitney, you're not breathing. Okay. So basically
true.
What we're going to do,
just universally true,
is scan the body for sensation. We're going to work our way up and release tension in every part of the body. So I'm going to throw out some body parts, and you're just going to pay attention to that body part real quick, and you're going to release any tension. Okay, so first, your feet. You're going to wiggle your toes and imagine you have roots growing out of the soles of your feet. You're going to picture Wait! You're going to picture a warm wave starting to rise up to your ankles. Relax any tension in your calves, then your knees and your legs, moving up to your hips, your lower back, your belly. I love it when they say belly. Your belly. Take a big, deep belly breath, ladies. And now you're going to notice any tension in your chest. You're going to notice your heartbeat. You're going to pay attention to your upper back and any sensation there. Now you're going to shift your attention to your fingers. Wiggle those fingers and pay attention to the sensation in your forearms, rising up your arms to your shoulders and neck. Now think about your face. Relax your jaw. Notice your cheeks. Relax any tension around your eyes and forehead. And bring your attention all the way up to the crown of your head. And now, one more deep breath. Okay, Marie. So where do you go to unwind here in Nashville, Marie? Because we got to give some actual content.
Oh wow. Sorry, I forgot y'all were here.
You were so deep in the Zen.
That was amazing. No, thank you for that. I do think that all of Nashville can learn from you.
Marie, you really did a better job of saying yes to your improv partner through that whole segment than I did. Just want to commend you.
I love it. Well, I wanted us to do just to chill out because obviously the news is just so freaking heavy. So where on earth do we unwind here in Nashville? Where do you all go to find your inner peace?
I walk around Shelby. I'm a Shelby walks kind of gal.
Mm-hmm.
Whitney?
I finally made it out to the lake this weekend, and it reminded me how much I love being there on my kayak with my dog with no place to be and just floating in water.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
A good float is important to your mental health.
Truly. I read this thing that if you can get by water of some sort, people who get by water are less depressed. So I do try to walk near Shelby. I love going around the lake there, but my personal favorite is Radnor Lake. I grew up going there. Yep. I mean, there are parts that when I walk through it, I can see parts of that park where I was like a 3-year-old, like pretending to play statue and like freeze, and then my parents would walk by. There's this one little area where my little sister fell in and I kind of laugh to myself every time we pass it. I find such inner peace there. Also, like, I love going to Zanies because they take your phone.
Yes.
I love that. I love that.
Isn't that awesome? They lock it up. And the reason, folks, they do that is because comedians are trying new material. And as we know, everyone's always on their phones filming them. So, like, they just want to take a moment and lock your phone away so they can just test their material and try new stuff out. And I just think it's so cool to be present in that way.
Well, I think that's part of why I really like bar trivia, because you also can't look at your phone. So it's a good hour and a half, maybe 2 hours where I'm just laughing with my friends, making stupid jokes about whether we know the answer or not. And you literally can't touch your phone or you'd be cheating.
I love that.
Or you could be a good moviegoer and not look at your phone in a movie.
Yeah.
Perhaps
more
about
people
horror.
would take that advice.
Yeah.
I struggle.
I love that.
I struggle.
One thing I think you guys should do to relax this weekend, I mean, I'll be going, HorrorCon. Make sure you check out HorrorCon this weekend.
I'm going to water. I appreciate that you think horror will relax me, but I feel, again, we're all stocked up on that here. I'm going to water. I'm going to go down to the Piney. I'm going to go down and do some kayaking, do a float with a bunch of my friends, bring some ice chests, hope it doesn't rain, and just enjoy that river. It's so beautiful and green. The water itself, like almost a Caribbean green, and they've got some great beaches. And hopefully we can again not touch our phones, because last time I tried that, I did drop my phone in the river.
Oh no!
So I'm looking forward to that.
Well, this caught my eye. An immersive sound healing experience is taking place at the Symphony this weekend.
Oh, wow.
It's on Sunday, July 21st, and it's with Davin Youngs. And there's limited seating because you go and you lie down. And so it's one of the very rare chances that you get to lie down on your back.
In the Skirmerhorn?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
For a sound bath.
I don't get to
at
lie
2
down
o'clock
there
on
enough.
Sunday.
That's very cool.
I don't get to lie down there enough. I wish I could.
Look, I don't get to lie down enough in general, y'all.
And then one last thing I just wanted to mention, there are a couple labyrinths here in Nashville.
That's giving HorrorCon.
Oh, different kind of labyrinth. David
That is
Bowie.
very much giving.
Dense,
The
magic
Shining.
dense.
But I have done the labyrinth at the Glendale United Methodist
That was
Church.
relaxing to you?
Yeah.
It's not like it's
Walking
not
around
like
a
wall.
little.
It doesn't have walls like you're picturing, Grace. It's just it's like a path on the ground.
It's not
right?
a maze.
It's not a maze.
It's not like The Shining.
No, it's not Jennifer Connelly talking to Muppets. It's just
It should be, though.
It's like walking in a spiral.
yeah.
Okay.
Pretty zen.
You're supposed to just focus on
Whatever.
your breath and your steps.
Mhm.
As the leader of our body
Okay.
scan, I would think you'd be into that, Grace.
I'll meet you in the middle tomorrow and we'll do another body scan.
Yeah. Totally.
Amazing. Well, I hope everybody who's listened is totally zenned out.
Yeah. I hope we've brought you on a journey today and that it has ended in a place where you feel peaceful. One last thing to leave you with. I was on This Is Nashville yesterday. And by that, I mean, I haven't done it yet. It's going to happen in like an hour. Because
Wait, now I'm
you're in the
confused. What
future.
day is it?
You're in the future. I am in the past and I'm about to be on This Is Nashville, but you can listen to it now. Hopefully it went well. I couldn't possibly tell
That's
you.
WPLN.org, everybody.
Absolutely. That's all for today here on CityCast Nashville. Hey, early voting is still open this weekend, so go get it done. Our executive producer is Whitney Pastrick, our producer is Marie Cecile Anderson, and our Hey Nashville newsletter editor is Margaret Kingsbury. Our theme music is by Prof Jenkins, and if you enjoyed the show, why not tell a friend? Rate the show, leave us a review, and subscribe to our Hey Nashville newsletter. We'll be back Monday morning with more news from around the city. Bye!